asanatan kahadasa raghu natha patita pavan kahadasa raghunatha patita pavan kahamora vata juga kaha kabira kahamora vata juga kaha kabira ekakale kotha gela gora notora ekakale kotha gela gora notora asane koti mata anale pasiba pasane kuti mata anale pasiba goranga gunera nidhi kotha gele pabo goranga gunera nidhi kotha gele pabo se sab sangira sange je kaila bila se sab sangira sange je kaila bila se sangana paiya kande narotamada se sangana paiya kande narotamada Jaya Vaishnava Gosai Jaya Vaishnava Gosai Jaya Vaishnava Gosai Jaya Vaishnava Gosai Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritam Naran Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudiraye Nasta Prayesa Vadresu Nitam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki. Prabhu, we are serving third canto, 5th chapter, text 14. Am I right?
Yes, Prabhuji. Correct.
Because of the time, we are just going to recite 3 times by myself. So, this is a beautiful Bhagavatam verse where discussion between Vidura and Maitreya, such an analytical study that actually purifies our heart, mostly introspective and where we are, what we're supposed to do. So with that note, we're going to recite that verse under the guidance of Prabhupada and Guru Varga and Srimad Radhanath Maharaj. Tanchacha Sauchan Avidonu Soche Hare Kathayam Vimukham Agena Shinati Deva Animeshatu Jesham Ayura Bertha Badagati Smitinam. Tanchaya sochan avidano soche harer kathayam vimukhanagena. Shinati deva nimeshaja tujesham ayu pritha badagotim smitinam. One more time. Tan chocha sochayan avidano soche hare kathayam vimukha naghena. Shinati deva nimeshatu jesham ayu vithavada gati smitinam. So Srila Prabhupada translate. Word to word meaning. Tan, all this, socha, pitiable, sochan of the pitiable, sorry, pitiable, of the pitiable, avida, ignorant, anosoche, I pity, harehe, of the Lord, kathayam, to the topics of vimukhan, averse, agena, because of sinful activities, shinati, decaying, devaha, the Lord, animisha, eternal time, tu, but, jesam, of whom, ayu, duration of life, britha, uselessly, bada, philosophical speculation, gati, ultimate goal, smritinam, of those following different rituals. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. O sages, person who because of their sinful activities are averse to the topics of transcendence and thus ignorant of the purpose of Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, are pitied by the pitiable. I also pity them because I see how their duration of life is spoiled by eternal time, while they involve themselves in presentation of philosophical speculation. Theoretical ultimate goals of life and different modes of rituals. Let me read this again. O sage, person who because of their sinful activities are averse to the topics of transcendence and thus ignorant of the purpose of Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, are pitied by the pitiable. I also pity them because I see how their duration of life is spoiled by eternal time, while they involve themselves in presentation of philosophical speculation, theoretical ultimate goals of life, and different modes of ritual. So Prabhupada is talking about two different types of people, maybe three. According to the modes of material nature, there are three kinds of relationship between human beings and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Those who are in the modes of ignorance and passion are averse to the existence of God, and else they formerly accept the existence of God in the capacity of an order supplier. Above them are those who are in the mode of goodness. The second class of man believe the Supreme Brahman to be impersonal. They accept the cult of bhakti, in which hearing of Krishna Katha is the first item, as means, not the end. Above them are those who are pure devotees. They are situated in the transcendental stage above the mode of material goodness. Such persons are decidedly convinced that the name, form, fame, qualities, etc., of the personality of Godhead are non-different from one another on the absolute plane. For them, hearing of the topics of Krishna is equal to meeting with him face to face. According to this class of men who are situated in pure devotional service to the Lord, the highest goal of human life is Purushartha, devotional service to the Lord. Sorry. The impersonalists, because they engage in mental speculation, have no faith in the personality of God, have no business hearing the topics of Krishna. Such persons are pitiable for the first class pure devotee of the Lord. The pitiable impersonalists pity those who are influenced by the modes of ignorance and passion. But the pure devotees of the Lord take pity on them both, because both waste their most valuable time in the human form of life in false pursuit, sense enjoyment, and mental speculative presentation of different theories and goals of life. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Ajnanatirandasya Yenanjana Salakayam Chakshurmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurube Namo Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Padantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juttapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanitam Tam Sajivam Sadhaitam Sabadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakha Nitangscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Simate Bhakti Vedanta Samini Tinamani Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunnavadi Paschata Deshatarine Vancha Kalpataruvesya Kripa Sindhubhaiva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. First of all, I'm very grateful to Srila Prabhupada for giving such a beautiful explanation. If the purport was not there, it would be difficult to draw the conclusion just from the sloka. Because the translation, the way Prabhupada made it is very nice. He added. Like for an example, if you look at the sloka, it does not say exactly Mahabharata or Bhagavad Gita, but it is there. But one has to be looking behind who is speaking between Maitreya and Vidura. What was the subject matter? And Prabhupada gives his own inner feeling related to this sloka as if he's witnessing their discussion and is expressing that. So in the purport, when I read this morning, I made a few section. First thing is, the Prabhupada writes that there are three kinds of relationship between human beings with the Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead. And first category is the three, those are Baddha Jiva, conditioned soul, that under the influence, I would say, impelled to act under these three modes of material nature. Sabhava jena kunteya, nibaddasena karmana kattum nechati jadmahat karishyasi avashavapita. So Prabhupada gave that very nicely. So I appreciate Prabhupada, and then we'll go further. Also, I am very thankful and appreciating Kadambakanan Prabhu and the whole devotee group there, that Arvind Prabhu, to engaging me to serve you all. And I appreciate, thank you for that. Also, I'm very thankful for Sripad Radhanath Maharaj, my Sannyas Guru, who is always inspiring me through his association, through lectures and others. And I'm also very much thankful for Maitreya Muni and Vidura giving such a nice explanation on this. So with their blessing, we are seeing that first point was that Prabhupada mentioned in the purport that Baddha Jiva, conditioned soul under the three modes, how they relate with God, how they relate. We see there's mosques, churches, they go there. So Prabhupada made it very clear. Yes, some of them believe, some of them don't believe. And even if some of them believe, they are kind of like a monism. Monism means there is a God, but whether he has a form or personality, they are not interested, neither they know it. But they have some faith that, yeah, God, there is God. Whether it's a person or not no person, they don't have a clue much. Then there is another group of monotheism, which is more or less Christianity and other religion believes that there is a God who also creates separately from him. Like in Bible it says God created heaven and earth. That means he existed before. So that's also very, we accept that. We understand all this concept. Then there is a pantheism, that there was God, now he's scattered everywhere. Or in other words, we are all part of that God. There are also three categories. It's a 9th chapter Bhagavad Gita, 15 sloka. Ekattena, pitakattena, bodha vishwata mukham. The three categories within that sloka of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains. So this is one category Prabhupada gives. And then another category Prabhupada gives, that amongst those under the three modes, that they believe God, they believe also his form, and they are not in love with God, but they come there to fulfill their desire. My mother is sick, doctor cannot fix. If I pray to God, easy way I can get it fixed without paying much. So they take advantage of that. They pray to God, or they'll come to church, they make the priest or devotee to pray for their whoever is sick or needs something. They also go to churches for the wedding and others to make it auspicious, good thing for their life. So that's all. In other words, order supplier. Prabhupada used that. Then Prabhupada very specifically says about impersonalist. Now, impersonalist, there is a vast category. Impersonalist, not necessarily bad, not necessarily good either. Because those are Mayavadi, they are bad. They are really offender. But those Mayavadi, they are not offender, but they are not as bad as Mayavadi, but their conclusion is little wrong. So we'll discuss that a little bit. Also, then Prabhupada gives the third category who are in relation with the Lord, about the pure devotees. Why? Few things they have. In the purport, I picked up this morning while I was reading this, that they have a love for the Lord, pure love. And they are connected with the pure goodness above the three modes. These are the key point for symptom of pure devotee. If you say, what is the symptom of pure devotee? These two. And they always see, because they are in the absolute platform, even though they may be in Alachua or Farmington Hill or can be anywhere in the world, but amongst us, but still they have inner connection based on this pure goodness, that they never see the difference between the Lord's name and Lord's form, Lord's service, Lord's pastimes. Because everything is on the absolute platform, by chanting they actually see the Lord. Very interesting. For one who is not directly situated on that platform, it is difficult to imagine. And this is not imagination. This is the reality beyond the three modes. Then Prabhupada writes that pity and pitiable, these two words, he says those who are impersonalists, they assume or presume, pretentious in a sense, that they feel they are liberated, they are advanced because they quote some verses, slokos, Aham Brahmasmi, who are you? You are Tattamasi, you are also Brahman. What is the whole world creation? Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma, everything is Brahman. I am Brahman, you Brahman, everything is Brahman. So what are you doing? Pragyanam Brahma, I want to become Brahman. Oh, so you're not really Brahman now. So they don't know how they came into not being Brahman now. And where this Maya come from, they don't answer those things. So that's one category Prabhupada writes. For them, they feel they're pretending they are advanced or amanina. Manina, they think they have advanced. Arujya Krishna Parampata Patanti Adha Anadrita Jusmat Angraya. Jayanya Aravindaksha Bimukta Manina. Bimukta Manina means they think they are liberated. Bimukta. This word is heavy word. It's not even mukta, bimukta. Jayanya Aravindaksha Bimukta Manina. They think they're liberated, so they think they want to be compassionate to the other living being. We see this in India a lot. A lot of people are pretending like they are liberated, they know what God is. So they do service in a sense that they want to uplift the three modes material covered living being. But Prabhupada said, but the devotees, Hare Krishna devotees, they're so wonderful, so merciful, that they not only merciful to the conditioned soul, they also merciful to those pretender who thinks they are liberated. So Prabhupada said they're merciful in both. So that's very nice. And Prabhupada says that what was the contamination? Because why so much talks about them? Because they want to be leader. They pretend, they take even political leading. I won't mention the particular name, but they sometimes take into big figure in social service, philanthropics, or politics, and they try to influence people to follow, and they do, and millions of people follows them. What is the problem with them? First is, Prabhupada writes, today's purport, few key points. He says they are impersonalist. What is impersonalist? Means they think the origin of anything and everything is only three things: God, this nature, and you, or the living entity. There's no fourth thing. There's three things. And the origin of all these three is impersonalist. But they cannot understand how this illusion, where it's coming from and whose illusion. Eko Brahma Dityo Nasti. They believe there is one Brahman, but how this illusion came and from where? So they came up with the idea, Shankaracharya, out of compassion, he put this Vivartabad. Vivartabad means that idea of not seeing in a proper perspective. Means you have to train your vision. They think you seeing the like tiger in the dream, but actually if you stay awake, there is no such thing called illusion or tiger. So that's their idea. But mistake is when we ask who created the tiger and who put you in dream, they don't know the answer. How to assume snake in the place of rope, but who is assuming? Where this idea coming from? They don't know where this illusion coming from. So because they think everything is in illusion, because they are in illusion. That is the conclusion from our side. To see everything is in illusion here, because they don't know how to get out unless they meditate on this Brahman. But how the Brahman came under the illusion, they don't know. And they indirectly actually talk so much about Maya because they are Maya. They are in Maya and they are called Mayavadi. To see everything in illusion is also in illusion. So this is Prabhupada made a very nice point that they are impersonalists. Second thing he write, because how they became impersonalists? Because they speculate. What do you mean speculate? Speculation is bad or good? Mental speculation means you do not have a source. You do not have a shastric, essential shastric injunction backing your opinion. You may quote the Veda, but you are not focusing on the essential principle. Essential principles are 10. For an example, Amnaya Prahatattam Harimiya, this is our philosophy, and this is coming from the essence of Vedanta is Bhagavatam. Sarva Vedanta Sarami Srimad Bhagavatam Ishyati. Tad Rasamita Tittesha. So Sarva Vedanta Saram is Bhagavatam is the essence of all Veda. And Veda, Bhagavatam gives this 10 truth that Krishna is the supreme ultimate object of everyone's love, cause of all causes. There's so many verses to back up, and you all know Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachayanda Vigraha like this. Aradha Bhagavan Brajesha Tanaya Tadhama Vrindavanam Brahma Kashidupasana Brajavaduvariganaya Kalpita. The second is he is Sarvashaktiman. He is endowed with inconceivable unlimited potency. Third is he is the reservoir of all pleasure. And the next one is there are two types of living entity. The next one is those who are under the misuse of free will, under the influence of illusory energy. Those who are eternally engaged in loving service under the internal potency are ever happy in serving to the Lord. The next one is that this cosmic manifestation is simultaneously one and different from the Lord. And next one is that loving Krishna or loving Sri Hari is the ultimate goal for all the living being at all time. And the final 10th point is that bhakti, devotional service, is the only means to obtain that ultimate goal. And the final conclusion is this entire truth we accept through the Guru bona fide Sampradaya Guru Parampara, no separate. So mental speculation means they do not accept the teachings. And also Prabhupada writes, they have no faith in the personality of Godhead. And another point Prabhupada writes, they have no business hearing the topics of Krishna. That's why Prabhupada writes another purport in Chaitanya Chaitamrita, they don't even come to pay obeisances to the deity, but they will just pass by. This is unfortunate. And mental speculation, there's so much discussion. Today is also Shyamananda Prabhu's appearance day, and disappearance day. So Shyamananda Prabhu actually personally faced this, what we are discussing. Shyamananda Prabhu personally faced in his life this thing, that how Shyamananda Prabhu found that how this impersonalist he met one time, and he literally defeat even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You can think Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was traveling in everyday morning, after morning program, he would take breakfast by Mother Sachi, and then he would travel, go to different Deepa island every day with his group of friends, Jagadananda, Kunda. They are so much in love with Mahaprabhu. So you travel, and deliver. One day Mahaprabhu went to this Brahmana's house. This impersonal conception, see, they are offender because they commit offense. They cannot get love of God easily. Now, if you read chapter 4, Bhagavad Gita, text 10, in the purport, Prabhupada also write, we are born with 3 attachment that we have to get rid of it. Sometimes you may wonder like, oh, these are all nice discussion. How come I don't experience this love of Godhead easily or live in a satisfactory life as a devotee? How come so much trouble sometimes comes? Because this introspectively, we have those, how do you say, impression since many, many lives. And until we revive though, until we get rid of this, Prabhupada said it will be difficult. Because until we have a good sambandha, relationship through Guru with Krishna, what reveals the reality, the part of illusion will not be gone. That is the secret. So the only practice, the habitual repetition of a particular mental speculation, but anartha nivriti means removal of contamination or any other process based on it cannot be effective thereby. Now, this impersonalist, I mean, this Mayavadi conception is also within us in a mini scale. I'm not judging, or we should not judge to any devotees or anything, because one time Prabhupada was speaking very heavily in one class, and Keshav Bharati Prabhu was sitting nearby him, and Prabhupada is expressing his kind of little anger towards this impersonalist. And after the class, so Keshav Bharati Prabhu asked Prabhupada, so is this some group of people in India, like you are angry with them, you are just heavy with your voice? Prabhupada said, I'm talking about you. He said, me? Impersonal is Mayavadi, but I have accepted Vaishnavism and I'm under your guidance. He says, yes, but this Mayavadism are there with everyone. Prabhupada said, Keshav Bharati Prabhu is still alive in Govardhan. He lives there. It was very nice. So, Prabhupada, I'm giving reference that how in a mini scale, so much contamination is still lingering. You know, we go to temple, like Prabhupada says in the purport, when you go to temple, you look at the deity. So how do you look? Okay, we learned something that you look at the lotus feet and then go slowly up to the head. And then it seems like we are done, we go. If you did not pay attention to every limbs of the Lord, Prabhupada said you are still contaminated with impersonalism. When I read that, I was like scared. I said, we generally overlook, okay, there is a beautiful, Krishna is playing the flute, his smiling face, he has a curly hair, beautiful kundal, earring is there, he has all these necklaces on his beautiful chadar, dhoti, okay, beautiful anklet, he has a bracelet, rings. What else am I supposed to? No, you're supposed to be in love with this. Anandam atra pada udaradi sagato sabheda vivarjita atma. This Bhagavan is Anandam. He is the condensed form of bliss, his body. Rasa Vaishaha. So every part, different movement, every moment movement is moving. It is not like in a ISKCON temple, you go to like some dhoti is like a spike up, some chador is like spike up. So one day when I asked that, I remember in class, and I said, you know, it's very funny. A few years back, I read that sloka. It said that every part of the Lord's body is vibrating in ecstasy. Anandam. Kara, udara, adi, saghata, sabheda vivarjita atma. This condensed form of bliss is always so much of an ecstasy. So what happened? Because of the Ladini potency, Radharani is inside, him also outside on his left side. So what is happening? Because his every part Whenever there is Anandam, Nartanam, Kirtanam. You cannot have Anandam and then not the next stage. Nartanam. They are all the time dancing. That's why Natabarabapu. Baraha Piram Natabarabapu Karnaya Karnikaram. Those verses are given by the gopis in Bhagavatam. Because of this, his body is constant, condensed form of bliss, and it is expressed through his each part of the limbs, and they're dancing. Because of this part is dancing, his dhoti also going like this in out of ecstasy. Dhoti is nothing but his feeling take the form of dhoti. Radharani's feeling comes in the form of Krishna's yellow dhoti. Krishna's bluish color effulgence takes the form of Radharani. Neela Bhasana, the song of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, the Radharani's favorite color is bluish sari, out of shyness. She literally manifested that, took it from Krishna. So like this. Anyway, so then Prabhupada gives this point that how they are so merciful. It's only 5 minutes left, but I'm just going to tell one story at least. How Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he went to this Brahmana's house and he told the Brahmanas that I noticed, he was a Nimai Pandit that time in Navadvip, most attractive, handsome young boy. So he told the Brahmanas, I noticed a few times when I passed by, you offering the deity, Narayan, God. He said, yes. But you offering some raw rice? He said, yes. Do you eat the raw rice? He said, no. What do you eat? So I eat, my wife cooks and luxury meal with a sabji and everything. But how come you offer the Lord only raw rice? He said, Nimai, I am a Brahmana. I know you are a Brahman boy, but why you are challenging me? He said, I'm just curious. You think God does not eat? Or even if he eats, why would he eat raw rice? So then this Brahmana was arguing with Nimai that, look, let me teach you. He has no clue. This is the absolute truth. He has such a good fortune. He said, look, let me teach you. If God has a form, see how he said, if God has a form, then he can tell Lakshmi to cook. I don't have to do this. He doesn't have a tendency to serve. And then he is putting argument that if God has a form, then he will have a Lakshmi. It's similar, we don't know if it is Mayavad conception or Brahmavad conception, but nonetheless it's impersonal conception. And then he said, if you want to learn, I'll teach you. Nimai Pandit Mahaprabhu says, thank you. You seems like you want to show that you have a buddhi, a lot of intelligence, but your buddhi is like so tiny and your mouth is so big. It's like an elephant brain. You should become an elephant, not a Brahmana. As a mystically, this Brahmana became an elephant. And he came to that village where Shyamananda Prabhu was preaching. And later on, Rasikananda Prabhu is one of his main disciples. There is a prominent 14 disciple, and one of his main disciple, Rasikananda Prabhu, delivered that elephant. It's a very, very powerful. I went with Gaur Govinda Maharaj in 78, 79. We preached some of the villages in Orissa. And I remember there was so many followers still there. In Orissa is one place in India I saw, maybe other state also, that every house has a Tulasi, compulsory. Because his 14 prominent disciples, Rasik Murari, Radhanath, Radhananda, then Purushottam, Manohar, those are very, very famous pastimes. So one time, there's so many pastimes. One time, I'll just say this, that after stopping in Ambika Kalna, Shyamananda Prabhu, he was traveling as he was reforming these two types of people, the impersonalist and the personalist. but with the contamination of Raja and Tama. Then he came to a village where he found a very challenge, because the Brahmanas, they did not like him because he's coming from a non-Brahmana guru. He was born in a non-Brahmana family. So he was making disciple, that's okay. Then he started initiating Brahmanas. Brahmana got angry, complained to the Muslims king, and Muslim kings says, okay, this is not proper, we should challenge him. So the Muslim king reported him that you should not do this. But Samananda Prabhu has an authority, is his guru, Hriday Chaitanya, Goridas Pandit's disciple. And he was beautifully preaching all over Odisha, that part. He came to a point where he came to this capital of the king, Muslim king named Sher Khan. And he started a big kirtan. When Sher Khan heard that not only he making Brahmana disciple, now he made a disciple of some Muslim, Sher Khan became furious. He sent a soldier to stop his kirtan. They came in thousands with a big beard and mustache, with the horse and their chabuk, whip and sword. But as they came, they broke some Midanga Karta a little bit, and then they started seeing their beard, and others started burning. Then soldier looking each other, they vomiting blood. Then they all ran back and they complained. And when the king heard it, he saw himself started scratching his beard and also throwing blood, vomiting blood. And then they all went, especially the king with the minister, to the mosque. And they prayed to the Allah. And again prayed. And after a little while, of course, it was evening and he went to sleep. And the dream, he had a dream. The Lord Allah came and slapped him heavily. He said, I am your God, Allah, and I'm telling you to save your life and your family. Go take shelter to my immediate devotee, Samananda Pandit. And I have come, I am your God, Allah, have come in the name of Sri Krishna Chaitanya. When you get the mercy of me through him, then only you can deliver yourself and your family and your country. Otherwise, everything will be doomed and you will suffer. So like this, there's so many powerful stories are given in Chaitanya Charitamrita and Bhakti Ratnakar, this, that. We also see that Durvasa Muni as a great Brahmavadi who became also great devotee after he realized. So not all impersonalist Brahmavadis are bad. And Krishna has an interest for them, because when they become, because they covered all other categories from here to all the heaven, all the way to Viraja and Brahma Jyoti, because they have complete knowledge and they covered all this. When they become devotee, they become very powerful, like Sukdev Goswami, like Durvasa, like this. Even Brigu, when they become devotee, they deliver millions and millions of people. So I'll end with this because I was told to stop at 9. What am I, is there some kind of question time or just end here, Prabhu?
We have question time, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji. There are many devotees watching in Facebook Live as well. So I have put a note, Prabhuji. They can post their questions in the comment section. Can we wait for some time, Prabhuji? Is that okay?
Okay.
In the meanwhile, can I ask you a question, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. Sorry. Someone else was speaking, Prabhuji.
What are the three things of Mayavad that are inherent in every living entity, but that's not visible? Prabhupada said. What is that?
Not inherent of the Atma, but inherent on the conditional nature. You know, we have two things. We are in 1860, Krishna says, Savava jena kunteya nibaddha sena karmana kartum nechasi janmuhat karishyasi avasopita. Oh Arjuna, you are compelled to act what you are born with a particular nature. So in that nature, he is born with a Kshatriya, and Krishna says, you will fight. Whether you fight for me or you'll fight for my Maya, that is your choice. So that conditional nature, Sabhav, there is a three attachment. One is lacking of spiritual interest. So I don't know about you, Prabhu, but when I was born, I was not looking for Krishna and I was not looking for spiritual life. So I can relate that. Prabhupada says, it's in 4.10, Vitaraga Bhayakruta Manmaya Mamastrita. In that verse in the middle, before Rupa Goswami Path Sloka, you will see that. If I can. And the second one was Buddhism. This Buddhism, Buddhist idea is also in our Sabhav right now. We are born with it. And so, because we like it, being honest practically, let's see. You work very hard. You had a nice kirtan, nice prasadam, everything. And then you get exhausted and you feel like you want to lock the door and disconnect with anybody and you want to be in your own world to sleep. You want to just escape from everything. This escapism idea is there within, I mean, maybe not with everybody, but with me, I can relate. When I was like frustrated or exhausted or something, I just want to escape from everyone and just lock up and sleep for a while or do my own thing. You don't want to be around devotees, but devotees is the best association. Allow them to take rest. No, I'm not interested. I want to just be by myself. This isolation or to be alone, lonely, is there. So that's, I can see how Prabhupada says this. And the third is, Prabhupada says that fear of spiritual identity. Fear of spiritual identity means, oh gosh, I already had a problem in this life with the relationship. Now, what kind of relationship will be there? If someone is not advancing in spiritual life, in Krishna consciousness, not advancing in a sense, not transcending or transforming. You have to do both things. You know, I did not come to Krishna consciousness just to escape from Maya, looking at devotee and deity and temple and prasadam, just looking at them. No, there is a purpose. I have to transcend and transform. Otherwise, I will fall back to this. So the third things I can relate when Prabhupada says this, that there is a fear. So I already have a frustration experience or disappointment as experience. And when I think of meditate on that relationship or separate identity that I belong to Krishna, I'm not focusing so much. I can relate with this, with family and the group that I have. But I cannot relay or focus or absorb in that. We must, otherwise we will never get out. So these three things, what Prabhupada said, is practically I see within myself. So by your mercy, hopefully you can pray for me that I can get out of this. Is that answer, Prabhu? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, thank you so much for the nice class. Here is a question in the Zoom chat by Rohini Madano Mataji. Hare Krishna, each form of avatar of Vishnu exists in Vaikuntha Loka. How do I understand about Allah? Is he also an avatar? Does this avatar exist eternally in Vaikuntha Loka?
Now, from a practical point, in Bhaktivinoda Thakur's writing, he mentioned that, I don't know, I don't know how Mataji's age or Kadambakanan Prabhu, your age. I don't know if you ever saw a movie called Laila Majnu.
Sorry, Prabhuji, I didn't.
Yes, Prabhu.
In Bollywood, they made a movie called Laila Majnu. And Laila Majnu, I guess, is a very old movie. I saw it time in India. So Laila Majnu is based on actually Quran commentary. It was not just somebody just made it up. It was made on this, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur commented similar to that there are isk. Isk means he used that word. Isk means love in Arab language. Isk, ishq. Exact pronunciation Bengali I'm mixing. Ishq means there is a love. So the idea of love is there. But when the Laila Majnu movie made, if you look at that, it does not depict the love that between the God and eternal associate. It's talking about the men and women of this world. So there is a vast difference we see. Then if you look at Prabhupada's talking with Atreya Rishi Prabhu, Atreya Rishi Prabhu, Prabhupada says, Prabhupada went to Iran, and he asked Atreya Rishi Prabhu, what is that sound? He said, oh, there is a kabad. They are chanting, they are reciting from Quran. Prabhupada said, that's very nice. It is nice. And then one time Jayadutta Maharaj told me a personal story that he was in Saudi Arab and he asked the driver, so what is the prayers? He was the devotee, but in a disguised form, and he says, oh, this is one mullah, he is giving a commentary, his explanation on Quran sloka. And then Jayadutta Maharaj said, but he's crying, seems like. He said, yes, he's crying that Allah is so merciful, so kind. So then if you say, is he referring to a person? Is he referring to a person who has a personality? Now, another discussion, if you relate all this, another discussion, Prabhupada says, so what is the conception you have? Prabhupada had one disciple. His name is Ravanari Prabhu. He was coming from Mecca's Mullah family. I met him personally in Mayapur one time. He is in a kind of like a little bit in a secluded place because people can be fanatic and try to damage him and his family. Very nice devotee. He's from Saudi Arab, from Mecca. His family is from Mecca, priest, mullah. And so he said this conception that Prabhupada talked with Atreya Prabhu. He said, they say, Allahu Akbar. God is greater than greatest. Okay. Then Prabhupada said, what about smaller than smallest? Honor Oniyam Mahato Mohiyam. We say God is greater than greatest and smaller than smallest. Otherwise, you cannot circumference the completeness of greatness. You only saying one thing, greater than greatest. What about smaller than smallest? So Prabhupada said, okay, that conception is impersonal, Brahma Jyoti. We can accept that. So that means those who believes within the Islam, that conception, God is greater than greatest, but they don't have any relationship established. They are accepting the concept of Brahman. So Brahman doesn't enter into the Vaikuntha. I mean, Vaikuntha is sustaining on the Brahman coming from Krishna's body, but no personal form is called Nirvishesh, no Vichitrata. What is that word they use in Jaiva Dharma? That there is no variety. It's there, but nobody knows what is what. It's like a completely, even when you think the demon merges to Brahman, it is not like a demon is talking to you, hey, I'm here. No, it's like because they're conscious being. Like, have you ever catch your consciousness? No, you cannot catch it with it is not a physical proximity. It is not measurable by the physical. You may say, well, Prabhupada's voice is recorded in a recorder. It is, no, it is not like this. You can say, okay, the matter can be limiting, like my body is limiting me. But if you look at the 14th chapter, Krishna says that it is, I am giving the demarcation, that it is Krishna's will, as a super soul, he is putting the demarcation, so my consciousness can spread up to this. So he's putting limitation by his will because he has a love for me and he wants me to wake up. And also it's good that he's doing this. Otherwise, imagine what you thinking about me. If there is no demarcation, I'll be able to know. What I'm thinking bad about you, if you also know, you will be like, wow, he thinks bad about me. Like, so Krishna gave a demarcation that limited by the body. You cannot know beyond this. You cannot know other person. You cannot know anything else. Just you are limited. So in that conception, yes, okay, we accept also that yes, vibration or consciousness can be captured in a limitation because Krishna allows. Because Annantarastu Paramano Chayantarastu, he enters into the atom and he allows this. So something like this, we never found any reference that there is a personality called Allah who has his own abode. If there is any reference, but so far I never found. I spoke to many Islam teacher also. Not many, but at least 3, 4, I can name you. He teaches in Santa Fe College here. He's from Pakistan. And I had a long talk with him. He said their conception ultimately, it's impersonalism. But they believe in God. But how far? That's up to this. So as with the Christianity, many Christianity, when you boils down to the deep to the conception, like Prabhupada speaking with Manuel in France, Father Manuel, and Prabhupada asked him, so what is the ultimate? He said, ultimate is peace. Prabhupada said, no, ultimate is not peace. It's not a stagnant. It's a dynamic. No, it should be peaceful. Prabhupada said, yes, peaceful, but that's not the ultimate. If you look at Vrindavan Lila, Krishna is always dynamic, always doing something. Even he comes as Lord Chaitanya, he wants to learn. This nature to learn is there in God. Otherwise, why Mahaprabhu talking to Ramananda Rai, asking all these questions? To control, also to be controlled. Both are there in Krishna. He is controlled by the Jasoda. So something like that. So when in Christianity, Prabhupada, I personally met this Nicole Roy. She is a prison minister. And after at the end of the conclusion, she comes to Shakta. They believe in spirit. But spirit is a person with personification, with preference. Those things are not there. They don't even think. So I said, then spirit cannot exist by its own right. Spirit has to have a source. Is the God is the last limit? Say yes. It means stagnant or dynamic. What do you mean? It's complete. You don't need any more. I said that's Brahman. Brahman means you don't need. There is nothing bigger than that. It's complete. But the person conception, ultimate Krishna, is dynamic. Always playful mood. Today new, every moment new, dynamic. It's not a stagnant. They don't even think that way. So I hope that gives you some idea.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Any
Prabhuji.
other reflection comment, Prabhu? You had something to say?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. That was a beautiful explanation about Islam and few things. Thank you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, my question is, we understand Mahatma Vidur in the previous chapter also, the 4th chapter. The last verse says Vidura's self-realized soul, he reached the Maitreya Rishi's ashram. And again, I have this question, Prabhuji, it has been lingering in mind that sometimes we see they are pure devotees. When they meet another devotee, they are asking some philosophical questions. Sometimes it appears to be like a basic question. Is there any significance, Prabhuji? Because they are already self-realized. That's what Prabhupada very clearly mentioned that. So I was an impression that when pure devotees meet, they would discuss about Krishna's pastimes. But some philosophical questions, could you throw some thought on this, Prabhuji?
That proves you are very thoughtful, Prabhu. You think, because average people are full of thought, but not thoughtful, but you are very thoughtful, very nice. What I understood from Rupa Goswami Pad's Nectar of Devotion, The symptom of humility is that even though they are the most wisest, but humility comes to a point, they find new flavor, new taste, and take interest to hear from another realized soul where they can delight and nourish their understanding. So much so that they take the humble position and it creates an inner nourishment when they hear. For an example, I mean, many examples. Like Shyamananda Prabhu, today is his disappearance day. He is a very advanced soul. In one sense, he is highly situated in Rasagato Bichar, consideration of Rasagato. He is a Manjari. Radharani even came in the dream of his Guru, Hridaya Chaitanya, when I gave him the mercy, Tilakam, Urdha Pundam, Nasagra Parjantam, she quoted that I gave that blessing from my Nupur, this new Tilakam. And it is I who control the devotee's devotion. Well, what right you have to punish him just because he is your disciple? Of course, in the morning, he woke up and he met his disciple, Shyamananda Prabhu, and he embraced. And he says, you are so fortunate. What was the mood of Shyamananda Prabhu? Did he ever felt that he is now higher position? No. He said, Gurudev, you are so merciful. Because of you, I could get some entrance in the spiritual domain to serve. It is only your mercy I hold fully in my heart. Without your mercy, I do not have anything. Now you can go another angle to look at it. He studied very erudite scholar Jiva Goswami Pad's teachings. He had a darshan of Radharani. He got direct blessing from Radharani. And so many things, but always humble to his Guru. Never gave up that concept that Guru's mercy is maybe need to be changed. Now my Guru is Jiva Goswami. He engaged me in Sevakund. By his mercy, I got this mercy. So Hridaya Chaitanya maybe the second category Guru now. First category is Jiva Goswami Pad. Never. Never. But when he met Jiva Goswami Pad, he became so humble. My Guru is so merciful. Because of his mercy, he gave you great exalted soul like you, Jiva Goswami Pad. Please help me to progress in spiritual path. When he met Narottam Das Thakur, he did the same thing. Now, in one sense, materially, it doesn't make any sense why he has to be humble to all of them. Because it nourishes the heart. When we understand the inner substance, like Sanatana Goswami Pad, he was studying the Bhagavatam, isn't it? Before he met Lord Chaitanya. But he is asking Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Ke ami, kene amai, jare trapattoy. I don't know who am I. So, Mahaprabhu also could have asked him, hey, you are reading Bhagavatam. Why are you asking such a new fight question? He did not. Mahaprabhu took it seriously. He said, and Mahaprabhu taught him. Jiver Swarupai Nitya Krishna Das. These are teachings like a manifested because of Sanatana Goswami Pad's humble attitude. So from one angle to look at it, that yes, Sanatana Goswami Pad already was advanced. But nature of humility is that it will make you always in a proper receptive position. Nature of pure love, Mother Josoda never feel that there is a safety of Krishna. She has so much love and she always think, oh my God, something bad will happen to my son. What I'm going to do? So she keeps on praying to Narayan. Are nothing happened. He is supreme God. Why you do this? But that's the nature of the love. That they have possessed mamata and sneha. This mamata is possession is so much. Is my son. I have to protect him. and he fell on the threshold of the door. And she's like, "Oh, Narayan, please, please protect him." Hare, Balaram also tried to express that he is supreme God, you don't have to worry. Yes, she listened those. It's not that she's blind, deaf. She's listening. But her prema take over those opulent knowledge and push it down. So when our humility arises, proportion, this is one way to check it. That maybe with the other devotee, advanced devotee, see our natural humility develops. I want to hear from this devotee. So I don't know if that helps you some.
Very much, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. That was
Thank you.
perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other reflection, or we close? Or how does it work?
Prabhuji, I don't see any other questions in Facebook or Zoom, Prabhuji.
Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhuveva patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. We're very grateful to you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.